Ever wondered if it's possible to remember everything you see, just like taking a photo? Welcome to the fascinating realm of photographic memory, where the mind's eye does more than just imagine. It captures, it retains, it recalls. Imagine being able to look at a page in a book once and remember the words verbatim, or meeting someone briefly and remembering every detail about them years later. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this isn't just a superpower reserved for the likes of Sherlock Holmes? What if I told you that photographic memory could be developed, honed, and mastered? It's a journey that requires understanding, practice, and a bit of brainy science. But the rewards? They're worth every bit of the effort. So are you ready to unlock the potential of your mind? Intrigued? Stay with us as we delve into the fascinating world of photographic memory. So, what exactly is photographic memory? Well, it's a term often tossed around in casual conversations, but what does it really mean? Photographic memory, also known as eidetic memory, is the ability to recall images, sounds, or objects in memory after only a few instances of exposure, with high precision and without using mnemonic devices. Imagine being able to glance at a page in a book and remember every single word, even after years have passed. Or think about meeting someone once and being able to recall the color of their eyes, the pattern of their shirt, the sound of their laughter. That's the power of photographic memory. However, it's not all as straightforward as it seems. There are several misconceptions about photographic memory that we should clear up. First, it's not a superhuman ability. It's not about having a perfect memory, but rather, it's about having an exceptional ability to recall visual information. Second, not everyone with a photographic memory can recall information in the same way. Some may have a stronger recall for images, while others might be better at remembering sounds or tactile sensations. Third, having a photographic memory doesn't mean you never forget. It's more about being able to recall certain types of information with far greater accuracy and detail than the average person. Now that we understand what photographic memory is, let's explore how our brains make this possible. Our brain, the most sophisticated machine known to man. This intricate machine is a marvel of nature. It's the command center for our nervous system, processing information from our senses, controlling our movements, and managing our thoughts and memories. But how does it work, especially when it comes to memory? Let's delve into it. The brain is composed of roughly 100 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others. These connections form a vast network that allows information to travel at incredible speeds. When we learn something new, these connections change and strengthen. This is the physical basis of memory. Now, imagine a city with an elaborate road system. The more frequently a route is used, the better the infrastructure becomes. Similarly, the more often a memory is recalled or a skill is practiced, the stronger the neuronal connections become. This phenomenon is known as long-term potentiation. Memories are stored in different parts of the brain depending on their nature. For instance, the hippocampus, located deep within the brain, is crucial for forming new memories. The amygdala, on the other hand, adds emotional context to these memories. It's why we remember emotionally charged events more vividly. So, can these processes lead to a photographic memory? In theory, yes. If the brain's ability to form and recall memories can be enhanced, it could potentially create a perfect or near-perfect memory recall, similar to taking a photograph and revisiting it at will. However, this is still a topic of ongoing research. To sum up, our brain is an extraordinary machine, continuously learning, adapting, and creating memories. These processes can be influenced and improved upon, potentially leading us towards developing a photographic memory. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? But the question remains, does photographic memory really exist? Is photographic memory a myth or reality? Now that's a question that has sparked quite a debate. Some argue that photographic memory, the ability to remember information or visual images in great detail, is a reality. They cite instances of individuals who can recall complex scenes or texts with uncanny precision. On the other hand, skeptics argue that these examples are often the result of intense training and practice, rather than an innate ability. They point to scientific studies that have failed to conclusively prove the existence of photographic memory. Many experts in the field of psychology and neuroscience concur, stating that while some people may have exceptional memory abilities, they do not possess a photographic memory in the literal sense. But don't let this debate discourage you. Regardless of whether photographic memory truly exists, there are proven memory techniques that can significantly improve our ability to remember and recall information, and that's what we'll dive into next. Regardless of its existence, there are proven memory techniques that can improve our recall abilities. Ready to unlock your brain's potential? Let's dive into some techniques that can help you enhance your memory. First up, we have the chunking technique. This involves breaking down complex information into smaller, manageable chunks or groups. Think about when you memorize a phone number. You don't remember each digit individually, right? You break it down into sections, making it easier to recall. Next is the method of loci, or the memory palace. This is a technique where you visualize a familiar location, like your house, and place the information you want to remember in different parts of that location. So when you need to recall the information, you just take a mental walk through your memory palace. It sounds like something out of a movie, but trust me, it's a tried and true technique used by memory champions worldwide. Let's move on to mnemonics. This involves creating associations between the information you're trying to remember and a word, phrase, or image. For example, to remember the colors of the rainbow, you might use the mnemonic "Richard of York gave battle in vain," which stands for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Simple, isn't it? And finally, we have spaced repetition. This involves reviewing the information at increasing intervals over time. This might mean studying the information after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week, and so on. This technique leverages the spacing effect, where our brains are more likely to remember information reviewed over spaced intervals rather than in one sitting. Now, these are just a few of the many techniques out there. But remember, different techniques work for different people, so don't be discouraged if one doesn't work for you. Keep experimenting until you find the ones that suit you best. So, are you ready to start your journey towards a more powerful memory? Remember, practice makes perfect, and it's never too late to start. One powerful technique is the theory of active recall. Imagine being able to recall information as easily as flipping a page in a book. This might sound like a dream, but it's a reality that can be achieved with the theory of active recall. Active recall is a principle of efficient learning, which claims that we learn by actively stimulating memory during the learning process, rather than by passive rereading or reviewing material. Picture this. You're studying for an exam and you've been reading and rereading the same page in your textbook for the past hour. Instead of simply reading the information, try to recall the main points without looking at the page. This forces your brain to dig deep and retrieve the information, strengthening your memory. Active recall is like a mental workout. Just as we build physical muscles through exercise, we can strengthen our memory muscles through active recall. Every time we force our brain to recall information, we are essentially giving our memory a workout, making it stronger and more efficient. This isn't just theoretical talk, there's solid scientific evidence behind active recall. Research suggests that active recall is far more effective than passive study, for it engages a deeper level of your brain processing power. So, how can you put active recall into practice? One effective method is through flashcards. Write a question on one side and the answer on the other. The act of recalling the answer helps to reinforce this information in your memory. Let's hear from someone who's tried these techniques. Meet John, a student who transformed his memory in just 7 days. John was your average college-goer, struggling with information overload. He decided to test these memory techniques, hoping to improve his grades. His first step was the method of loci, a technique where he associated information with physical locations. The first few days were challenging as his mind grappled with this new way of thinking. But John persisted and soon noticed improvements. His recall was faster, his understanding deeper. The once daunting piles of textbooks no longer seemed insurmountable, but it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were moments of doubt, of frustration. Yet, with each hurdle, John's resolve only strengthened. He began to see not just the benefits of these techniques, but the power they held. the power to transform one's mind, to unlock potential we often underestimate. And that, my friends, is the power of memory techniques. So, can you develop a photographic memory in just 7 days? You might be asking yourself this question after our deep dive into the fascinating world of memory. We've learned that the brain is an incredibly complex organ capable of storing and retrieving vast amounts of information. We've explored the debate around the existence of photographic memory, and while the jury is still out, we've seen that there are indeed effective techniques that can significantly enhance our memory skills. Active recall, for instance, is a powerful tool that can help us remember information more effectively. We've also heard firsthand experiences of how these techniques can transform the way we learn and recall information. So even if a photographic memory might not be achievable for everyone, improved memory certainly is. While photographic memory might remain a mystery, improving your memory is possible and within your reach. Subscribe to our channel for more intriguing insights about the brain and its capabilities.